The name's Nukem, Duke Nukem. You know I've got balls of steel. I wouldn't be saying that unless I was here on Nerd Radio, because they've got balls of steel too. Hail to the Nerd Radio, baby.
One of the best IDs we have.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous because I want them to say, I know who the F is JC, and he's got balls of steel too.
Yeah. Well, John St. John usually ends up here for conventions, so maybe next time we see him, we can totally
I'm
get him
going
to say
to.
that.
I will pay the man whatever it takes to get him to just say cool stuff about me.
Right?
I'll play it for strangers on the street.
Welcome back to Nerd Radio on the Checkpoint X.
I love the guy walking on the street and he's just accosted by James.
Yeah, because he's on a phone. He's in a suit. He's coming out of Quicken Loans. I'm like, hey, sir, come here.
Hey, you!
Hey, you don't know me, but listen to this. You know who the FSJC is? He's got balls of steel. I'm like, that's me.
I got
That's
balls
me.
of steel.
And he's like, I'm going to call the cops if you don't get out of
Yeah.
Welcome back to Nerd Radio. Of course, wherever you get your podcast, it's part of the BPod Studios network. But most importantly, you can check us out online at nerdradio101.com. It's also where you can find us on social media. So we talked about some comic books earlier. Now we're into our video game discussion. You guys remember a couple of weeks ago we were talking about how Sony had decided they were going to shut down the servers for the PlayStation 3 and the Vita and the PSP starting in August.
Yeah,
So
we're
you
talking
wouldn't be
about
able to-
finally a win for the physical copy holders of
Right.
games.
Well, apparently they heard enough that was a bad idea and reversed course.
And we are losers again for holding on to physical copies. We are just now hoarders.
They in a tweet they said recently we notified players that PlayStation Store for PS3 and Vita devices was planned to end this summer. Upon further reflection, however, it's clear we made the wrong decision here. So today they're happy to say that they will be keeping the PlayStation Store operational for the PlayStation 3 and Vita devices. PSP commerce functionality will still retire July 2nd as planned. So the original PSP, they had the little tiny discs that went in.
Okay.
If you still are going online with that thing and buying games, well, that's coming to an end in July.
So download while you can.
Yep.
Well, no one bought it to begin with, so.
I've got two
Oh,
because the first one broke.
Ooh. They give you a lollipop. It looks like they suckered you twice.
Yeah, exactly. Those discs were like the little tiny discs were in the little plastic case, and that plastic case, the glue on the plastic case that kept it together would like the PSP would get hot and the glue would kind of melt and slough off, and then the case would fall apart when you took the disc out.
Oh man.
And it was real pain. I think that's why they moved to the little cards that look like the Switch cartridges for the Vita, because that was not a cool thing. So you all know that Amazon basically rules the world in many, many ways. They get streaming services. They deliver just about anything you want to you. But apparently there's one area of our lives that Amazon is not going to. You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to fix
got
my
a
hair.
stray
I'm
hair?
trying to look handsome here on stream.
All
you
right.
know, there could be babes watching, you know.
That's true.
Babes listen to nerd stuff. I hear.
There's
Here.
one area that Amazon cannot break into right now, and that apparently is the gaming sphere.
Really?
Because they had announced last year that they were going to do a Lord of the Rings MMO with a company over in China called Leiyu Technologies, and they announced per Bloomberg earlier this week that has been canceled. They've been working on it for about a year, and it's not going to see
a year's worth of work right down the pooper, huh?
It's not going to see the light of day.
Wow, how much money are they going to lose on this deal? Because they had to have paid licensing fees to use the Lord of the Rings entities in the game, and then they paid the staff to work on it for a year.
Yeah,
that sounds like a pretty good chunk of change. And now they're like, well, I guess it's Bezos. He's got hundreds of billions of dollars.
Right.
Yeah,
but they looked at it and went, "Nah, this ain't gonna work. No one's gonna play this."
Wow, that sucks for Lord of the Rings fans.
Yeah, that would have been kind of fun. Also, I guess there's a lot of reports for Amazon Game Studios about internal struggles and a lot of the games that, like Crucible was one of the games they were supposed to do, a team-based shooter. It was supposed to come out in May of last year. It went into closed beta in June and then was canceled in October.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. They've had a bunch of cancellations.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what the other big one was.
There was an MMO called New World, according to this article, that was delayed 3 times and supposed to come out in August. And in March, they announced a new studio intends to keep shooting for game development stars despite mounting evidence that this might be a bad idea. So Amazon Games not working out right now.
Oh, they'll find a way, though.
Yeah, you would think, especially like we were saying, with the amount of money that Jeff Bezos has, that he would just, I don't know, buy Sega.
Yeah.
Or buy Capcom or something. And
eventually they'll buy everything out, and then there'll be nobody left but Amazon, much like how it is right now with a lot of grocery stores.
Right.
You know?
I was looking
Crazy
at.
to think they started as a bookstore,
I
an
know.
online bookstore.
Yeah. I was like, Amazon, I don't need to read a book. I'm buying toilet paper and shoes, and cables,
Right.
electronics, like everything.
Everything. Like, I'll like
Toothpaste.
I can get my Transformers.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it to hell. This Transformer is cool.
Yeah,
I
it
hate
sure
you.
is.
I hate you so much. I don't even want to talk anymore. Next story.
Next story. All right. So they came out last year with Half-Life Alyx. This is the next game in the Half-Life series, which Half-Life 2 came out over a decade ago, and and ended on a cliffhanger. We still never gotten Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3 or anything like that. So Half-Life Alyx was VR only on Steam.
That's right. It was the VR Half-Life game.
And there's a dude online who is working on modifying it so you can play it without a VR headset. So you can just play it in first person. And apparently Steam has not given him, much like, Nintendo constantly takes stuff down when people are trying to do a cool thing with their IP. Steam has yet to do anything to it. In fact, you may even be able to pick up the mod on Steam once the guy's done, which would be very cool. I do appreciate that, like, there's a version of Half-Life called, I think it's just called Black Mesa, that's like, it's the original Half-Life game with the new engine, and somebody, modded basically the whole thing, and it's up on Steam, and you can just buy it for $20.
Really? Wow.
And like Steam is real cool about that. Which
Steam sounds like the Wild Wild West for video games.
It still is a little bit as far as the PC game is concerned.
Because that's the game that has that Cuphead. Steam has that Cuphead, like,
it sure does.
penis game. I'm not going to say the name so you don't have to bleep it.
Right.
And replace cup with another term for a bull or also a man's penis.
Exactly.
No, a chicken. A male chicken. Gotta get my barnyard animals correct.
Oh no, we gotta get him one of those like
I
pull
need the
string things.
yeah.
Yeah.
The cow says. Oh,
Spins in
that's
a
the
circle.
cow. Let me see. What does the cock say? Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yeah, well,
okay.
Hey, all right.
There it is. There's if you really want to edit things together.
Yeah.
There's the word we were
All you
looking
gotta do
for.
is draw a line.
Getting James studied up for next week. Can we get him a tutor?
I might need one.
Animal tutor.
Yeah. So what does the dog say?
Now I
The
know
real question is, what does the fox say?
Oh, there we
ring
go.
ding 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 ding
Yeah.
ding.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Yeah.
Now I know what to get James for Christmas. Those little Fisher Price
Yep.
things with the animal sounds.
Yeah.
But I'll replace it so they all make fart sounds.
Oh, nice.
Actually, what does the fart say?
What does the fart say?
So Al, I know you've played more than your share. You played your share and my share of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure. James, did you
Did
play?
he play, or is this his nephew playing?
No, that I actually played.
Oh, okay,
And I played
okay.
all the way through the story
Gotcha.
mode. I did when I went online. I played that for 5 minutes and said, "Never mind."
Okay.
But no,
Right.
I played the crap out of the story. I loved that story. It was fun.
How many people do you think you killed?
I have no
when you
idea.
played Grand Theft
No
Auto
idea.
5? Do you think it's in like maybe, I don't know, the triple digits?
It's got to be.
Maybe maybe in
Could
the
be.
thousands?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah?
You're
Yeah.
talking just every single person, like anybody he ran over on the sidewalk?
Anybody, yeah, just
Oh,
every
man.
single, like how many people
It's got to be in the
do
thousands.
you think you'd...
Yeah.
It's a long
that
game.
has to be a stat that you can look up too. Like they
Yeah.
always give you stats of
Oh
like
yeah,
how
they
many...
do. Yeah, I think they do.
How many miles you drove, how many miles you walked, all that stuff, how many bullets you fired. That's got to be somewhere in there. A thing online called Sex Positive Gamer sat down with GTA 5 and played it as peacefully as possible. They were trying to not kill as many people. Now you're going to get missions where you got to go and cap a guy.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah.
some of your missions are to go kill that
You
guy.
got to kill some people in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Hey, you see, he offended my cousin. Go kill him.
Right.
Right.
okay.
So this is the bare minimum.
The bare minimum amount of people that you have to kill.
My question for him, and you may or may not have an answer from this on here, but there are side missions you don't have to do necessarily to get through
Right.
the story. So does he have to play that to get so it's 100% completion, or can you skip the side missions?
It's just absolute minimum required to progress the story. So they
Okay.
skipped some of the side missions. So with that in mind, how many people do you think had to die throughout the story of Grand Theft Auto 5?
I'll just say 500.
500? All right, what about you, James? What do you think?
The minimal amount. Oh man. Al's saying 500
Right.
That's just a total
Just
stab
a
in
just
the
a throw,
dark,
just a
yeah.
guess.
because I've only played like 2 missions and I don't like driving the car, so I was like, I'm not playing this game. I'll say 1,200.
1,200?
Yeah.
Okay. The exact precise number that they had to kill was 726. So it was right,
Oh, wow.
Wow!
right in between you.
You were
But
close, Al. I mean, 200.
I mean, I win Price is Right rules. Close
Right.
Yeah, 'cause I went over.
But,
Right. But they said most of them are part of missions where the objective is to kill X number of bad guys or certain targets before it counts as being completed. They never ran over a single pedestrian, triggered any police chases, and tested several missions with respawning enemies to find the fastest way possible to complete them so they wouldn't kill more people than they had to. They also individually have the different characters, what their body counts are.
Yeah.
As far as that.
Trevor, it's got to be.
I'll give you a character name. You explain which character it is in Grand Theft Auto for me because I haven't played the thing, and for our listeners that haven't, and then I'll tell you what their body count is. Okay. We'll start with Michael.
Michael is the former bank robber who's kind of in like a witness protection thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Michael had a body count of 172 kills. And then we'll go to Franklin.
Franklin, we're already doing the math here. Trevor's going to have a huge number. Franklin's the kind of young up-and-coming gangster who is befriended by Michael.
Okay.
Kind of learns the craft.
His body count is 295. And then the third character in the game,
Trevor was the guy that I would switch to, and he was in the middle of fighting a dude in he was in the middle of a police chase.
Is he the one in the wife beater?
Yeah,
the bald wife beater guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You're going to be
I guess I
impressed.
should say white tank top. I'm sorry. If I
Yeah.
offended anybody.
You're going to be surprised by this. Trevor's body count was only 258.
What?
Yeah, Franklin actually has a higher body count when you kill the minimum amount of people possible than Trevor does, which is fantastic. They got a 13-minute video online. You can check out where they cataloged every kill in there. So you can check it out and legitimize.
I won't be doing that. But no. For someone who does nothing but waste their time like I do,
yeah.
God, that sounds terrible. Like a terrible use of my time.
Watching somebody else play.
Yeah.
You're not a watch somebody else play a video game kind of guy.
Not unless it's like my nephew or like a friend. Like if we were hanging out.
If we were hanging out on the couch together.
Like
then
that
it's
would be different. Because then it becomes like you're BSing with the person that you're sitting with, maybe passing the controller back and forth. But like, and I did used to watch my brother play games when I was a kid.
Right.
Like it was a TV show.
Did he ever hand you a controller that wasn't plugged in?
No.
So you guys could play together?
No.
Or were you too old for that? There's no way that was going to work out?
No, he was refraining from murdering me because he hated it. So, like, this is back when, like we get along now, but no, he was offended by my mere existence at the time.
Right.
So.
And then L's backseat gaming.
Oh, I knew better than that.
Jump up and get that.
Yeah.
Don't you shut up.
Yeah, I still have Madden 2000.
You were the little brother, right?
Yeah.
So, of course.
I still have my copy of Madden 2000 for the original PlayStation because that was the first game I ever beat him with.
Yep.
And then he beat me after that. I won that game. I beat him with the Lions. I don't think James ever heard this story, so just quick version is
go ahead.
He got like one of those codes that you punch in or whatever, and he uncovered this code that gave you this team that was these Cowboys.
Like the Madden All-Star team or something.
Yeah, and they were Cowboys, not the Dallas Cowboys. They were Cowboys with cowboy boots and cowboy hats.
I love it.
And
this was in Madden?
Yeah, like Madden 2000. And their
out.
field was like the main street of a ghost town, the whole thing, right? And their whatever their abilities or whatever were maxed out across the board. And he always played the Lions, and of course that's our hometown team, so I want to be the Lions too, even though they suck.
Right.
And so this was my chance where he's like, I'm gonna be these guys, you can be whoever you want. I'm like, even the Lions? So I get the Lions, and I did nothing but Hail Mary him the entire time. And his stupid little Cowboys and their stupid little boots couldn't keep up, and
That's
I won. And he jumped over the couch and he beat me to a goddamn pulp. And to this day, I still have that video game.
It's your trophy.
It is.
It's your trophy for your beating.
Yep.
Have you guys ever played a game, enjoyed a game so much that you were like, I'm going to play it like they did with this Grand Theft Auto, or it's like I'm going to see how many people I can not kill, or I'm going to play it in this different way than I played it before.
I would say I've done that with the game, but not because I enjoyed it so much. I just had no other options.
Yeah.
And like, so Star Wars Shadow of the Empire, the N64.
Yeah.
I used to be able to tell you everything about that game, where everything was, how to do everything, how to beat everybody. I knew every little trick, Easter egg, all that stuff, because that's all I would do is just sit and play that. Cause I just didn't have any other games I wanted to play at the time, and friends were on vacation, so I was like, oh, I don't have a ton of friends, so if the 2 friends that I have are out, well, guess who my friend is? My N64.
Yeah.
It's me, Mario.
That's right.
He's always there for me. I would say that's the only game I've really done that with that I can recall putting like a lot of time into just doing stupid stuff.
Yeah. Here we are 20 years later. His right hand is still his best friend.
It is, yes. I love it so much too. It's our anniversary.
I would say that would make more sense to do it what you just described, where I'll just go and play it again the same way I played it before.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about this before, where you're doing a second playthrough on Red Dead Redemption.
Sure.
And, you kind of followed the laws the first time around, so now you're going to be a complete outlaw. And
exactly.
I just sort of play it the way I kept playing it. I just enjoyed it enough,
I remember when the first couple of times the first couple of Doom games I played, like on the PlayStation and everything, I didn't like. The purpose of a level of Doom is to get to the end, to survive long enough to get to the end. But for some reason, I thought that you had to murder everything in the level before you could leave.
Oh.
For, I don't know, maybe the first year or 2 that I'm playing Doom games.
You put a lot of time into
So,
Doom.
yeah, like I would get to the end of the level, and then the stats would come up, and they'd be like, monsters killed 99%. I was like, well, I got to do it again now. I left one.
What'd I miss?
Right? It's just hunting down every single
Which hellspawn
monster.
demon did I not assassinate?
In the same way that, like, when you first play the Super Mario games, you don't exactly understand that, like, the purpose of a level is to get to the end.
Yeah.
Especially in Super Mario 3, because there was a bunch of hidden stuff, and I'd be like, I got to find all the stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I still enjoy like Call of Duty playing the story mission. I in like a first person shooter, but I remember having that same kind of thing where I'm playing. I think it was World at War. I'm sitting there playing, and I'm like, I'm just gonna hunker down. I'm gonna pick off guys, and then when I get them all, I'll move up, not realizing that the computer just keeps respawning.
Just keeps
people.
spawning dudes.
And you can sit there all day until your ammo runs out, and there will never be an end. So instead, you just got to like run up and just cap as you go.
After an hour, there's just all Al can see is just piles of bodies. It looks like a death metal album cover. He's just been taking guys out with his single shot rifle from World War I.
Al of Duty.
Oh, I like that.
All right, well, I got a couple more video game stories, but we're going to take a break. When we come back, a whole bunch of streamers on Twitch are losing their followers by the thousands.
Whoa.
And I'll tell you what that's all about. Also, Kotaku talked to the original creators of Diablo about why video game loot is so addictive.
It is so
and
addictive.
They had a really cool thing that we'll discuss that as well as more next on Nerd Radio.